Welcome to lecture number 3, part number 2. So, in this part, we are going to do some labs. We are going to learn some concepts, that means the basic routing concepts we are going to learn by using some labs. Okay, you can see the topology diagram. So, this is the topology diagram that we are going to use for our lab. So, here there are 3 networks available. This is the first network, network number 1, or I am going to make it 10 network, and this is the second network. From the router to router, this is the second network. Then the third network, okay, this is going to be the third network. So, first network I am going to use the IP address 10, second network 20, and for the third network, okay, I am going to use it 30. Now, so what are the steps available means? Step number 1, it is design the topology diagram. Okay, we are going to design the topology diagram. This is step number 1 by using packet tracer. Then in the second step, we are going to assign, okay, IP address 30 network, but we are going to use static IP address. So, for this particular network, we are going to assign the IP address, okay, static IP address. That means manually we are going to configure the IP address for all the hosts in this particular network. Then third step, we are going to assign the IP address, okay, using DHCP server for the 10 network. So, this is the 10 network. I am having a DHCP server. So, this is a DHCP server. So, using the DHCP server, I am going to assign the IP address for all these computers or the host, okay, which are available in this network. So, these are the 3 different tasks that we are going to do it. Okay. So, let us start. I am going to the packet tracer. So, in packet tracer, I am going to design the topology diagram. So, I am in packet tracer. Now, I need the n devices. So, n devices, okay, generally it is going to be the PC. So, I am going to take some 3 or 4 PCs. Okay, I am taking 5 PCs. Now, I need a server. So, I am going to take a server from here. So, this is going to be our DHCP server. Now, all these devices I am going to connect it through a switch. Okay. So, I am taking a 24 port switch. Okay, this is a 24 port switch. You can connect 24 computers. Okay, this switch is going to have 24 ports. So, that means 24 different devices you can connect it here. Now, I use the automatic connection. By using the automatic connection, I am going to connect all the devices I am going to connect. Now, we connected all the devices, okay, to the switch. Now, the next device we want, okay, we need here 2 routers we need. So, I am going for the routers. I am going to take the generic routers, okay, common router. So, this is first router and this is going to be the second router. Now, the switch which is available in the first network, I am going to connect it with the router 0. Then from router to router, I am going to use a serial connection. Okay, so this is a serial connection. We are using a serial connection between the router 0 and router 1. Then the other side, that means the 30 network. So, I am going to have 3 pieces, 1, 2 and 3. So, 3 different pieces I am going to have. Okay, so 3 pieces I am having. So, all the 3 pieces you must connect, okay, to a switch. So, again let me take a 24 port switch. I am taking a switch. So, with this switch I am going to connect all the devices, that means all the PC, okay, I am going to connect it like this. Okay. So, we completed step number 1. So, what is the step number 1 means? Designing the topology diagram. So, we design the topology diagram. Your network is ready now. That means the network is physically ready. So, it is physically ready, it is not logically ready. That means there is no IP address. Okay. Now, the PCs, they cannot communicate with each other. Okay, we design, that means physically it is ready, logically it is not ready. Okay, now the next step is, this is the 30 network. For the 30 network we have to fix the IP address. Okay, I am going to fix the IP address for this network. Now I am taking the first PC, I am going to the desktop, IP configuration. So I want to assign IP address statically, okay, static IP address, that means manual IP address. Now the IP address here I am going to give 30.0.0.1 is the IP address. So if you click the subnet mask, okay, subnet mask is automatically generated 255.0.0.0 because this is a class A IP address. Okay, 30 is a class A IP address. So 255.0.0 is the default subnet mask. Then default gateway. So this is the IP address of your router. Okay, the IP address of your router. The default gateway is a very important one here. So I am going to give 30.0.0.100. So this is the IP address that we have to fix for our router. Okay, 30.0.0.100 is the IP address. Now I go to the second PC. Okay, I just click that. I am going to the desktop, IP configuration. So now this is 30.0.0.2. Then subnet mask 255.0.0.0. Default gateway. So the default gateway, the same default gateway for all the computers or all the PCs in the same network. Okay, so the default gateway is not going to change, it is a common one for all the 3 hosts. Okay, it is going to be the same thing. Now let me go to the next one, the next PC. Okay, here I want to fix the IP address. So the IP address is 30.0.0.3 is the IP address, subnet mask 255.0.0.0. So the default gateway is 30.0.0.100. Okay, this is the default gateway. So now we fix the IP address for all the 3 PCs available in the 30 network. Now the next step is we have to assign the IP address for the router. Okay, now if you just keep your mouse on this red point, okay, that is called the interface. Okay, it will tell the name of the interface. What is the name of the interface? So the name of the interface, okay, it is fast Ethernet 0x0. Okay, now I just click the router. I am going for the config fast Ethernet 0x0. Okay, this is the name of the interface. So for the fast Ethernet 0x0, this is the gateway. So the IP address is going to be 30.0.0.100 is IP address. So subnet mask 255.0.0.0. Make the port status on. Okay, make the port status on and you can close this window. Okay, the pop-up window you can close it. Now you can see, so it is turned into green. Okay, so we assign static IP address for this particular network. Okay, that means for the 30 network, static IP address we fixed. Now come to the 10 network. So here, okay, at this we are completing the second step we are completing. Now for this particular network we have to assign the IP address dynamically. That means I am going to use a server, a DHCP server I am going to configure. So the DHCP server is going to assign the IP address for all the systems. Okay, now I just change the name of this machine. So this machine I am going to use it as a DHCP. Okay, so this is a DHCP server. So just I am changing the name of this machine, it is a DHCP server. Okay, so what is the first step here means? You fix a static IP address for your DHCP server. Okay, so fix a static IP address for the DHCP server. So then configure the DHCP. So it will assign the IP address for all the machines. Now I just click the DHCP server. I am going for the desktop, IP configuration. So I am going to fix a static IP address for my DHCP server. Okay, because the IP address of the DHCP server is not going to change. Okay, it is going to be a fixed one. So I make this here, it is going to be 30. Okay, not 30, we are in 10 network. So 10.0.0.1. Okay, this is my IP address, that means the IP address for the DHCP server. So subnet mask, okay, this is a subnet mask 255.0.0.0 because 10 is a class A IP address. Then default gateway. So the default gateway is IP address of your router. Okay, IP address of your router. So I'm going to take it 10.0.0.100. I'm going to take it. So this is the default gateway. Now I just close this. Okay, I'm going to close all the pop-up windows. Now what we completed means we assigned a static IP address for this DHCP server, and also the gateway we fixed. Okay, 10.0.0.100 is the gateway we fixed. So this place we have to give 100. Okay, now I just click the router. I'm going for the fast Ethernet 0x0 interface. So the IP address here is 10.0.0.100 is the IP address, subnet mask and port status on. So for the gateway, that means this place fast Ethernet 0x0 also, so we fix the IP address. Okay. So the next step is we have to configure the DHCP service. Okay, I want to make this server as a DHCP server. So then only it will assign the IP address for all. So what I have to do means I have to configure the DHCP service in this particular machine. Okay, now let me click this server. Okay, you can see here there is an option available services. Okay, so to configure the static IP address we use this IP configuration, but now I want to configure. Okay, that means I want to enable the DHCP service. So click the services option. Okay, you can see here there are a lot of services this particular machine can handle: HTTP, DHCP, DHCP v6, okay, TFTP. Okay, all these are the different services this particular server can provide. Now I want the DHCP service. So the DHCP service is going to assign the IP address. Okay, it is going to assign the IP address to all the machines. So I make the DHCP. Okay, I just click the DHCP service. Now you can see here name of the pool. So pool name, if you want, you can change it. Okay, you can give any name for the pool. So what is the meaning for the word pool? Means a collection. So here it is a collection of IP address. Okay, it is going to have a collection of IP address, and it is going to provide the IP address to all the machines in your network. So if you want, you can change the pool. Okay, otherwise you can just leave it, no problem. So you are the beginners, so don't do any change. Okay, you can try this in the once you become experienced. Then the default gateway. So the default gateway IP address we already fixed this, so we have to change it here. 10.0.0.100 is a default gateway. So this is our default gateway. Then start IP address. So a pool means it is a collection of IP addresses. So I want to start from a particular place. Where do you want to start? So start IP address is 10.0.0.2 I am giving. I am not giving 1. Why I am not giving 1 means 1 I already assigned to my DHCP server. Okay, I already assigned, so I am going to start from 2. So 10.0.0.2 I am going to start. What is the subnet mask? 255.0.0.0 is the subnet mask. There is no change in the subnet mask. Then maximum number of users. How many number of users you need? Okay, how many hosts you have? Okay, 512 or 1000. So you can change any number here. I am not going to change the number also. The maximum number of users, let it be 512. Okay, I am not changing anything. Now I am just going to save this. Now you can see a pool is created. Okay, here. So what the default gateway? What is the start IP address? Subnet mask, maximum number of users. Okay, all the information is available here. So your DHCP server is now ready, but one thing, okay, don't forget to make it on. So once if you make it on, that means this server is now providing the DHCP service. If you don't want, you can make it off. Okay, you can make it off. Now I need the DHCP service, so I'm just going to make it on, and you can close this particular window. Now we configure this machine. Okay, the DHCP is running here. Okay, it is ready to provide the IP address to all these machines. Now I go to the PC 0, the first PC. I'm going to click the PC. Okay, I'm going for the desktop. Okay, I'm going for the IP configuration. Now in the previous one, that means in the 13 network we use static. Okay, we type the IP address, but now you no need to type the IP address. if you simply just click the DHCP option. Okay, so if you click the DHCP option, automatically it is going to take the IP address from your DHCP server. Now you can see 10.0.0.2. Okay, it is coming. A DHCP request successful. Okay, this is the IP address of this machine. Subnet mask 255.0.0.0. Default gateway 10.0.0.100. Okay, now you no need to type the IP address. Okay, you no need to fix the IP address here. So automatically your DHCP server is providing the IP address to all the machines. Now we completed with the first machine PC 0 we completed. Now I am just closing this. Go to PC 1. Okay, go to PC 1. So in PC 1 you can see here, I just go to the desktop. So in the desktop I am going to the IP configuration. In IP configuration, so if I just click the DHCP, so it is going to request the IP address to the DHCP server. So from the DHCP server I am taking the IP address. So 10.0.0.3. Okay, the next one is going to be 4, 5. So automatically, so any number of devices, okay, we fix 512 maximum. Okay, 512 IP addresses, okay, this machine can provide to you. You can increase the number. Okay, so you can increase the number and you can decrease the number as per the requirement. Now I go to the PC2, I am going for the desktop, IP configuration, so DHCP. So if I click the DHCP, automatically it is taking the IP address from the machine. So you can do the same step in all the machines, okay, so that all the machines will be configured dynamic IP address. Okay, so this is 10.0.0.5, DHCP request is successful. So go to the next one, the same step, you can just repeat all the steps. Okay, so we are getting the IP address. So with this we are completing step number 3. Okay, what is the step number 3 means? So fixing the IP address dynamically for 10 network. Okay, so this is. So we completed first 3 steps. Now I am going for the 4th step, step number 4. So what does that means? Change the name of the routers. Okay, so we are going to change the name of the routers. Router 0, I am going to change the name as Sur. Router 1, I am going to change the name as Muscat. Okay, so this is the task. Now, so I am going back to the packet tracer. So first router, we have to change the name of the router, okay, R0. Okay, it is going to be Sur. And second router, I am going to change it as Muscat. Now I just click the router. Okay, click CLI, command line interface. Okay, CLI, just click the CLI. Now you can just give a enter. Okay, you can see that you are in some place. Okay, you don't know what is this. So what you can do, you can just use the command, exit. Okay, you can just give 2 times or 3 times, so it depends. Now you can see, press return to get start. Okay, now I am just going to enter now. So I am now inside the router. This is the prompt. Okay, this is the prompt. So there are different modes available. Okay, in a router, if you go inside a router, there are different modes available that we are going to discuss in the next lab. So we now just enter into the router. I want to change the name of the router. Okay, what are the commands means? Now I am in the user mode. So this is called the user mode. Okay, so this prompt, okay, it is the angular bracket. So this is called the user mode. So from the user mode, I want to go to the next mode. Okay, now how to go to the next mode means you can use a command enable. So enable is a command which will take you from the user mode to the privilege mode. Okay, the next mode is called the privilege mode. So if you give enable, now you can see, so it is changing to the prompt is changed. Okay, the prompt is changed now. Okay, you can find the number sign there. So now we are from the user mode to the privilege mode, we are moving. Then from the privilege mode to the next mode. The next mode is called the global configuration mode. We are going to study this later in detail. So I want to go to the global configuration mode. So then only you can change the name of the router. Now I am going for the next mode. Okay, that is the global configuration mode. So the command is config. okay, or configure terminal or config terminal, TERMINAL. So config terminal. So if you use this command config terminal, so you will go to the global configuration mode. You can see there is a word config. So this is global configuration mode. Now, so in this mode, in the global configuration mode only, you can do any changes to your router. Okay, so all the changes, I want to change the name of the router. Okay, I want to fix some IP address. I want to create, okay, I want to install some, I want to enable some routing protocols. Okay, so whatever you want to do, okay, you can do only in the global configuration mode. So in the global configuration mode, now I am going to change the name of the router. So I am going to give, okay, the command. So the name of the command is host. Okay, so I want to change it as su. Okay, so host is the command, and okay, what is the name you want to give means you can use the name, okay, su. Suppose if you are having any doubt, okay, if you want to see the command, okay, that means some help, okay, for example, host, I am giving question mark. So if you give question mark, so it is giving the help. So after the host, you need to give a word. Okay, you have to give the word. So this system's network name. Okay, so the name I am giving, okay, Sur is the name I am giving. So now you can see the name of your router is changed. Okay, now I am going for the next router, that means the second router, and I am going to change the name of the router as Muscat. Now I am closing this. I go to the next router, just go to the router 1, go to the CLI command line interface, press return to get start, that means enter. Okay, now I am just going to enter it, enter. You are now inside the router. So this is called the user mode. Now I want to change the mode. So from the user mode to the privilege mode, okay, I want to move. I am giving the command enable. Then from the privilege mode to the global configuration mode, okay, I want to go. So config terminal. Okay, this is the command. So I am giving config terminal. So now I am in the global configuration mode. So here also I want to change the name. So the name of the system. So that means the name of the router I want to change. So I want to give it as Muscat. So I am giving host Muscat. Now you can see the name of the router is changed. So this is step number, I think it is 4. So I am closing this window. We will go to the next step. So we completed up to step number 4. Okay. Now we are moving to step number 5. So what is step number 5 means? It is enable telnet access. Okay, enable telnet access. So that means we are going to use this particular program, that means particular code. Okay, only this part of the code we are going to use it in the router. So to enable telnet access. So what is this telnet access and all? I will explain by using the topology diagram, the packet tracer. You go to the packet tracer. Now, so I am going to take any PC, okay, PC4 I am taking. So from this particular PC, I want to enter into the router. Okay, router is placed somewhere and you are, okay, sitting in this PC. So you want to do some changes, you want to do some configuration in the router means you no need to go to the router physically, you no need to go to the router room or you know, okay, to change to make the changes. So what you can do means you can use a command which is called the telnet command. So using the telnet command, okay, you can enter into the router from anywhere. So that anywhere is the remote. So from a remote place, you can make a login. You can enter into your router and you can do any changes, whatever the changes you want, you can do it. So usually the administrators, they will do like that. Okay, we no need to go to the router, okay, every time. So you can sit in any machine, you know the IP address of the router. Okay, you can use the, you know, some commands or some passwords. So using that, okay, the passwords and the IP address, easily you can enter into the router. Okay, now I am in PC4 now. Okay, I have taken PC4. I am going for the command prompt. Now from the command prompt, I am going to use the command telnet. Okay, so telnet is a command, I am going to use it. Now I already know the IP address of the router. So that means the gateway IP address 10.0.0.100 is IP address. We already fixed this IP address. Now I am going to enter. So if you just enter, so it is asking for a password. already I created, already I fixed, okay, I already enabled the remote access for my router. So it is asking the password, so I know the password, okay, for this. So the password is Cisco, CISCO, Cisco is the password. Now if I give the password, okay, now you are entered into the router. You are inside the router. We already changed the name of the router, okay, we change it to Sur, okay, you can see. So now we are inside the router. So this is called enabling the telnet access. Now how to do it? How to enable a telnet, okay, access or the remote access in a router? Now click the router, go to the CLI, command line interface, okay, you are in the command line interface. Now I am going to use a command, the first one, you are in the user mode, so I want to change it to the privilege mode, okay, so I am giving enable. So enable is a command to change the mode. Then the next command, I want to go to global configuration mode, because all the commands you can execute only in the global configuration mode. That means you can do some changes to your routers only in the global configuration mode. Now I am going for the next command, config terminal command, config terminal. Now you are inside the global configuration mode. So here you can enable the remote login, okay. So what is the command means? Line, okay, VTY. So VTY stands for, okay, virtual terminals, VTY. You can have, okay, if you have a doubt you can use a question mark, okay, you can see 0 to 15, that means 16 simultaneous connections you can have, okay, 16 simultaneous connections you can have, okay, that means the remote login connections you can have to your router. So I am giving 0 to 5, I am not going for 15, I just take 5 or 4, okay, it is enough. So 0 to 4 I am taking, so that means 5 connections simultaneously you can have. Then we have to fix the password next, okay. So this password is going to be the authentication. To do the authentication, so we are going to use the password. So password I am going to give Cisco, okay. If you want to change the password, you can change the password, okay, there is no nothing, no need to worry anything in that, okay. So password is a user choice, so you can use any password there, okay. I am giving Cisco. Now so whenever somebody log in, okay, login is the activation command here, so I just give login, then I am just going to exit. So using these 4 lines, okay, even only 3 lines, line VTY 0 to 4, so you are going to fix some password, password Cisco I am giving, so you can change the password, any passwords you can give, then login. So these 3 commands, it enables the, okay, remote access, okay, it enables the remote access or it enables the telnet access to your device. Now from any device, okay, if you know the IP address of your router and if you know the what is it, password, if you know these 2 things, you can access your router from anywhere, okay. Now I am just going to close this. Let me try from some other machine. I go to PC2, I am going for the command prompt. So from the command prompt I am going to use the command telnet. The IP address of my router is 10.0.0.100 is the IP address of my router. So just enter. So it is asking, okay, user access verification, it is asking the password. So the password is Cisco is the password, okay, I set the password as Cisco. So just enter, now you enter into the router. So if you want to exit, you can type exit, so automatically you will come out from the router. So this is the remote access, okay, that means how to enable the telnet access to your routers. So we completed this particular part, that means enable telnet access. Now I am going for this one, okay. What is this one means? You can see console is there. So what is this one means? We are going to fix a password for the console access, okay, it is not console. For the console access I want to fix the password. So how to do it? We can see it now. So in the packet tracer, so whenever you buy a new router, okay, I am buying a new router, so this is a new router I am taking. So in this router there is no IP address, nothing is configured, but I want to enter into the router. So if you know the IP address, you can enter into the router by using the telnet command, but this is a new router, it's a brand new, okay, a fresh router I bought. there is no configuration inside this router. Okay. So I want to enter into this router and to do some configuration, some changes I want to do in this router. So how can I do means, so I take the router, now I am going to take a PC, a new PC I am going to take. Okay. So the router and the PC, now I am going to connect by using a cable. The name of the cable is called console cable. Okay, you can see here the blue color cable, this is called the console cable. So you might have studied about this in the previous course, that means data communication and computer networks. So basically there are three different types of cables we studied. The first one is a straight through cable, second one crossover cable, third one is the rollover cable. So this is the rollover cable. Okay, so this is the rollover cable, or we can say it is a console cable. Usually it will be in blue in color. So I click this cable. Now you can see I just click in the router. So in the router we are having a console port. In the theory part, in the same lecture, in the theory part we discussed about the interfaces. What are the interfaces available in the router? So these are all the interfaces available in the router. You can see. So there is a auxiliary interface, there is a console interface, fast Ethernet 0 by 0, okay, fast Ethernet 1 by 0, serial 2 by 0, serial 3 by 0, fast Ethernet 4 by 0, fast Ethernet 5 by 0. So these are all the different types of interfaces available in a router. Okay, you can see it in the, you can refer it in the theory part of the same lecture. Now I am going to connect it in the console port, because this is a console cable. I am going to connect it in the console port. It is nothing, it is just RJ45, okay, a normal RJ45 connector. Now the other end I am going to connect it in the PC. So in the PC I want to connect it in RS232 interface. Okay, so I am just connecting it in the RS232 interface. Now, so we connected the router, so with a PC by using a console cable. So in the router there is nothing configured, 0. It is just okay a brand new, okay, a brand new router without any configuration, but I want to enter into the router. Now I am going for the PC, just click the PC. So in the PC we are going to have a tool, okay, so we can say it is a terminal. So a terminal is available, the terminal tool. You can just click the terminal, okay, you can say is a tool or an application, anything. So I am going to click the terminal. So using the terminal only we are going to, okay, the terminal window you can enter into the router. So there are some software available, okay, for example Putty, P-U-T-T-Y. So Putty is the very popular software you can use to enter into the router. Okay, so you will study one by one slowly. Okay, now I am going to click OK here. So now if I click OK, you can see here continue with configuration dialog. No, I am giving no. So if I give no, okay, I just enter into the router. So this is the easiest way and this is the correct approach actually, okay, because the router, so if you buy any new routers, okay, there will be no configuration in that. So to do the configuration, the initial configuration, I want to change the name of the router, you can do it here. I want to fix an IP address for my router, you can do it here. So this is the easiest way, but now you can see there is no security here. If I just connect a console cable, directly I entered here. Okay, there is no like security, no authentication here. So anybody can enter like this. If anybody is having a console cable and a PC or a laptop, so they can enter into your router. So what I am going to do, I am going to fix a password for the console port. If anybody enters through the console port, they must have the password. Okay, now how to configure, you can see here. So we are now in the user mode. Okay, I want to change it to the privilege mode, enable, then global configuration mode. Okay, I want to go to the global configuration mode by using the command config terminal. Okay, config terminal. So we are inside the global configuration mode. So you can use the type. Okay, you can type the command. The next one is I am going for the command line. Okay, small uppercase, lower case, so it doesn't matter. Now line console 0. Okay, this is a command. Now what is a password means? Okay, password is a command. So any password, whatever the password you want, you can fix it. So I'm going to use the password 12345. Okay, this is the password I'm giving. Then the next one is login. So whenever anybody logins through the console port, so they must give the password 12345. So this is for the authentication purpose. So once the authentication is successful, they can enter into your router. Now I just give exit. Okay, exit, exit. Okay, so just I exit and I'm closing this window. Now you can see first time I just went to the PC, I click the terminal and simply I entered, but now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try the same thing, but you can see what is happening, what is the difference. I click the PC, I'm going to the terminal window. Okay, I just click OK. Now you can see press return to get start, enter. Now it is asking for the password. So previously there was we didn't enter any password, okay, simply just it entered, but now we increase the security. So the password is 12345, but I'm going to give a wrong password. Cisco is a password I'm giving. Let us see what is happening. So it is asking again. So enter the password again. Now again I'm giving some other password. So it's asking again. Now again I'm going to give a wrong password. Now you can see press return to get started. So what does that mean? It is giving 3 attempts. So you are getting 3 attempts here. So all the 3 times I gave a wrong password, so automatically it's restarted. Now again I know the correct password, 1 2 3 4 5 is the password. Now you can see you are enter into the router. So this is called the console access. So you can access your router through the console port. Okay, usually administrators will do this. If you go for the real routers, okay, you will do only like this. So in Packet Tracer, you just double click the router and you are going to the CLI. That is not a correct procedure. In the real routers, you cannot do like that. You have to use a console port, then only you can enter into the routers. Okay, so this is about how to enable or how to access a router through the console port and how to fix the password authentication for the console port. Okay, so this is. We completed 2 things here. Okay, so the first one is enabling the telnet and second one is enabling console access. So these are the 2 things we completed in step number 5. Now we are going for step number 6. So in the 6th step, configure a banner in router. Okay, so we have to configure a banner. So what is banner? Banner means it is a message. Okay, for example, if somebody enters into your router, so you are going to display some message for them. Okay, welcome to Sur College router. Kindly don't do this. Some message it is going to give. So that is called the banner message. Okay, so you can create a banner message in a router. Okay, so how to do it? We can go to the the Packet Tracer. Now you can see. So in this router, I am going to create a banner now. Okay, so I just click the router. Okay, so we are inside the router now. So password we already know, the password is 12345 is the password. Now I am inside the router. I am going to give the command. The first command is the enable command, then config terminal. Okay, config terminal. We are in the global configuration mode. Now I am going to create a banner, BANNER. So banner. Okay, then MOTD. Okay, this is the command MOTD. MOTD means message of the day. Okay, message of the day. So I am giving number sign, that means dash sign I am giving. So just enter. You can see enter text message, end with the character, okay, number sign. You can type any message and you have to close it with a number sign. Okay, now I am going to give a message, welcome to Sur College of Applied Sciences. So you can type anything. Okay, so welcome. Okay, some message you can type. Now I am going to end. So you have to end with the number sign. You have to end. So this is the banner is created now. So whenever you log in into your router, you can see this message. Okay, so I am going to check it. So how to test? You can see exit. I'm giving exit. Now press return to start. So that means you are entering into the router again, and now you can see welcome to Sur College, okay, College of Applied Sciences, welcome. So this is the banner message. So in any router you can create your own banner messages, you can create. So this is the next step, okay, in this lab. Now so we are completing, okay, up to the sixth one, okay, sixth step number 6 we completed. Now let me go to the next step. So what is the next step means? Save the configuration of the router, okay. So you have done lot of changes. So what we have done, we fixed the IP address, we changed the name of the router, okay. So then we created the telnet access, okay. So we created the console access, then okay, we created the banner. So there are so many changes you are doing in your router. So all the changes, okay, it is called the running configuration. That means the configurations which are running now. So this running configurations, I want to save it, I want to make it permanent, okay, I want to store it as a permanent one. So even if I switch off my routers, whatever the changes I made, okay, this should be saved. So how you can save it means, the command is, you can say copy. So copy running configuration. So whatever the running configuration, that means whatever the changes we made it now, I am going to make it as a permanent. So I am going to make it as a startup config. So that means, so the changes you have done, it is available in the running configuration. You are going to save it as a startup. So what is the startup configuration means? Even if you switch off your router, there is no problem. Next day, whenever you switch on, all the changes you made to your router will be available. Okay, that is called the startup configuration. So now I am going to do this particular part. Now you can go to the any router, okay, I just take this router, you can see, so I am going for enable. Now so the command is, okay, you can see here copy command, copy. So running configuration, running, okay, running configuration. Suppose if you are having any doubt in the commands, you can give the question mark and you can check it. Okay, so packet tracer is a student, okay, it is like a student, what to say, it is student version. So it is for the educational purpose. So students can learn the commands very easily by using the packet tracer. So now you can see, so copy running config. So running, running, so hyphen config, okay, the running config. I want to move it to the startup config, START, okay, start up config. So if you use this command, all the changes, okay, whatever the changes you have made to your router, so this will be saved in the startup configuration. So even next day if you, okay, start your router, all the changes you can find, okay. So this is your configuration is now saved, okay. So this is the step number 7, okay, save the configuration of the router. Then the next one is configure an IP address, to the router interfaces, okay, assign the following IP address. So they are giving some IP addresses here, okay, no problem. So we are going to fix the IP address to the routers, okay, to the routers we are going to fix the IP address, okay. Now so you can see in this place, okay, still we have not fixed any IP address, okay, the IP address is not given here. Now I am going to give the IP address for this particular interfaces by using commands, okay, by using the commands I am going to give the IP addresses, okay. Now so how you can give the IP addresses by using the commands means, you can just click the router, okay, in the CLI through the command line interface you can give the IP addresses. That means you can set the IP address by using some commands, okay. So that is we are going to see. Now I am inside the router now, okay, I am inside the router. Before going to the router, you must know, okay, you must know what is the name of this interface, okay. The interface name is very important, okay, the interface name is going to be very important. Then only you can assign the IP address for the routers, okay. That means for the particular interface, the name of the interface. So we already told this is fast Ethernet 0x0. Then what is the name of this particular interface, okay, you must know. Now I want to know what is the name of this interface, okay. So then only we can assign the IP address. okay, even the same thing. So, the name of the interface is very important, but one thing, this is a serial interface, okay, this is a serial interface. So, what you do, you can just keep your mouse, okay, just on this red color point, okay, this is the interface. If you keep your mouse on this, so it will show the name of the interface, it will show you to you, okay. You can see I am just keeping my mouse, okay, I just keep the mouse on this, okay, on this particular point. So, it will display, okay, it will display the name of your interface. So, it is serial 2 by 0, okay, serial 2 by 0, okay. So, just it flash, so 2 by 0. So, both the sides I used serial 2 by 0, okay. So, that is the name of the interface. So, I am going to use that particular interface. Now, I just click the router, okay. So, I go to the router, enable, okay, enable. Now, I am giving config terminal. So, interface, okay, serial, interface serial 2 by 0, this is the name of the interface. So, the name of the interface you have to enter exactly, okay, correctly you have to enter, otherwise, okay, you will give the IP address in a wrong interface, okay, you have to be very careful. So, the name of the interface is very important. So, here I use the interface serial 2 by 0, okay. Now, I want to fix some IP address. So, this is the 20 network, okay, this is the 20 network. So, this side I am going to use 20.1 and this side I am going to give 20.2. So, now I want to configure the IP address. So, IP, okay, address, okay, if you have any doubt, okay, you can use a question mark, okay, so that you can find it, okay, what is the next one. So, IP address. So, next one is ABCD, A.B.C.D, that means you have to give a IP address. So, I am giving 20.0.0.1, okay, this is the IP address. Now, I give a space and give a question mark. Now, the next one you have to give the subnet mask. So, this is a class A IP address. So, subnet mask 255.0.0.0. Then I just, okay, give a space, I am going to give question mark. Now, CR means carriage return, okay, enter. So, I am giving the IP address 20.0.0.1 is the IP address. So, 255.0.0.0, that is the subnet mask. Now, we have to make this port, okay, enable, we have to make it enable. So, that is the command no shutdown. So, if you give no shutdown command, then only your port will be enabled, that particular interface will be enabled, okay, that is called administratively on, okay, you are going to make it on. So, now I just give no shutdown, you can see this particular interface. So, you can just make a note, you can observe it. So, this is still in the red color because there is no IP address. I am going to make it on, okay, no shutdown if you give. So, automatically, okay, so this particular interface, so this particular interface should turn into green, okay, it should turn into green, but still it is in red. So, why it is in red means the other side we have not done any configuration. So, once if you make changes here, automatically it will turn into green, okay. Now, so the changes, okay, it is change state to down interface, why it is down, yeah, okay, it is because the other end, okay, the other end is out, okay, it is the other end is down, so it is showing down. Now, I go to this router, I am going to router 1, okay, so this is the command line interface. So, the password 12345 or Cisco, wait. So, all the passwords you have to keep it in your mind, okay. So, you are fixing the password, then if you forget, okay, you cannot do the configuration. So, please write it in the paper and keep it with you, okay. Now, I am going for enable config terminal, okay. Now, interface serial, okay, serial 2 by 0, okay. I am inside the serial 2 by 0 interface. So, IP address. So, here this is also in the 20 network, Okay, so this is in the same network, okay, 20 network. So now the IP address I'm going to give 20.0.0.2 is the IP address I'm fixing, and subnet mask 255.0.0.0. Okay, now I would use the command no shutdown command. You can see the changes now. So the interfaces now it is turned to green. Okay, so this is the next step. So what we have done here, so we fix the IP address for the router, that means for this serial interfaces by using commands, So what is a command means? You have to go to the interface first thing. Okay, the first command is a enable, then config terminal, then go to the interface. So interface serial 2 by 0, then fix the IP address. So IP address. So what is the IP address? You can fix the IP address with the subnet mask. Then you can give the command no shutdown. So once if you give no shutdown, automatically both the interfaces is going to be enabled. Okay. So this is the next step. That means step number. So we can see here. So step number 8. Okay. We are completing step number 8. Now, so the next one is configure a loopback, okay, interface in the router, okay, with the IP address. So IP address I need 50.0.0.1. So 255.0.0.0 is going to be the subnet mask. So we are going to create a loopback interface. Okay, loopback interface. We are going to configure the loopback interface. That means we are going to configure the IP address for the loopback interface, okay, in the router. Okay, this is the next step. You can take any router, either router 0 or router 1. Okay, so any router you can take, and you can configure the IP address for the loopback IP address. Loopback. Now I go for the first router, router 0. I just click it here, or if you want to do it in the second router also, no problem. I just take this router. I'm giving. Okay, so you are somewhere. Okay, I don't know where is that. Okay, I don't know I am in which mode. So no need to worry about it. You can just give exit command. Okay, give exit command and you can come out. So it is asking for the password. So I'm giving the password now. So the first command is a enable. So config terminal. Now interface. Okay, interface. So we used serial. Okay, in the previous step we used the serial interface, but now we are going for the loopback interface. Okay, or you can use a question mark here. So if you give the question mark, you can see the different types of interfaces available. So Ethernet interface, fast Ethernet interface, gigabit Ethernet interface, loopback, serial, okay, virtual and range. So these are all the types of interfaces available. So in this case, okay, we are going for the loopback interface. So loopback, okay, loopback. Now I am giving again a question mark. So you can see starting from 0 to 2147, okay, a very big number is available. So you can create that many number of loopback IP addresses you can create. So no need to create so much, just one or loopback, 1 or 2 is enough. So I am using 0, loopback 0 I am giving. Okay, so now loopback 0 is enabled. Okay, the state is changed to up. Okay, so we are now in the loopback interface. So we have to fix the IP address, okay, according to our lab, okay, that means the lab manual. So we are going to use the IP address, okay, IP address 50.0.0.1. okay, that is IP address, it is given in our lab manual. So we are going to use the same IP address. If you want to change the IP address, you can change it. Okay, there is nothing wrong in that. So this lab, it is completely for like learning the basic things. Okay, learning the basic things. So even if you change the IP address and all, okay, there is nothing, no problem in that. Now you can see here the IP address is created. So you can give no shutdown, or even without no shutdown you can leave it, because already it is changed. Okay, the state is changed to up. So I'm using no shutdown. Okay, so no shutdown command I am using. So this is about creating the loopback interface. So with this we are completing the step number, okay, 9. Now let me go for the next step. Okay, that is the step number 10. Verify the interface settings. So these are all called show commands. Okay, show commands. So this show commands will display, okay, it will display or it will give some informations to you, okay, about your configuration. Now about IPv6 we are not going to study now, we are going to do it later, okay, you no need to worry about the IPv6 commands now. So only IPv4 commands, if you study it is enough. So now these are all the show commands we are going to test now, okay. I am taking the commands, okay, I just use Control C, copying, I am taking it to the packet tracer now. So let me just, okay, paste it somewhere, okay. So let me just paste it here. Okay, so these are the commands. So now all these commands you can try in the routers, okay. So these are all called show commands. So there are plenty of show commands available. So these commands used to display the information, okay, your configuration. So everything it will display in your router, okay. Now I just take the router, okay, router 0. I am now, okay, in the CLI. You can change the mode, okay. So you don't know in which mode you are, means you can just give exit, exit. So come out from that modes, okay, that will be always safe. Now I am in the router now, okay. Some commands will work in some modes, some commands it will not work, okay. So this you will not understand now, it will take some time. If you become an experienced user, okay, it will be clear. So you try some commands, mostly all the commands you can try after enabled, okay, that will be safe always. So you can try all the show commands here, okay. Don't go for the global configuration mode, don't give, okay, config terminal. After config terminal, if you do the show commands, it will not work, okay. So there are some set of commands, okay, it will work in particular node, okay. If you take the user mode, in user mode some set of commands will work. If you are going for the privilege mode, in the privilege mode some set of commands will work, okay. In the global configuration mode some set of, okay, commands will work. Now all the show commands better you can give it in the second mode, that means the privilege mode. Now you can type the commands here, show, okay, IP interface, INTERFACES, interfaces brief. So this is the command, it will use to display, okay, any spelling mistake, okay, show IP interface, okay, not interfaces. So interface, okay, brief. Now you can see no interfaces, okay, this is spelling mistake, you can remove that in your papers, okay. Show IP interface brief, okay. Now you can see, so this command it is displaying what are all the interfaces available. So fast Ethernet 0x0 is available in this router, fast Ethernet 1x0 is an interface, serial 2x0, serial 3x0, fast Ethernet 4x0, okay, then fast Ethernet 5x0. So these are all the interfaces available in this router. For these interfaces we fixed IP address only for two interface. For fast Ethernet 0x0 we fix the IP address this is the gateway. Then for the serial 2x0 interface we fix the IP address this, okay. That means I will show it here, see, this is fast Ethernet 0x0. So we fix the IP address for this, we already fixed 10.0.0.100. Then this is serial 2x0, okay, this is serial 2x0. So for this particular, okay, interface we fix the IP address, okay, 20.0.0.1, okay. This is the concept. So this is the command show IP interface brief, okay, this is the command. So this command will display all the interfaces, okay, briefly. Then the next command is show IP route. So this is the name of this command, is used to display the routing table. So in the theory part we discussed about the routing table, what is a routing table and all, we discussed about that. So this particular command, okay, it is going to display the routing table, okay. Now show IP route, you can see there are two networks directly connected, this is the routing table, okay, a very small routing table, okay. If the number of networks increase, automatically the routing table will also increase, okay. So there are two networks here directly connected. So in this router you can see the router here. So in this router there are two networks directly connected. What are they? This is the 10 network is directly connected and this is the 20 network. So two networks directly connected in this router. So this is the information you can see here. So 10.0.0.0.0/8. So this /8 is the CIDR value. Okay, class A. For the class A, the CIDR value is /8. We discussed in lecture number 1. Then, so 20.0.0.0/8. So both directly connected. Okay, both are directly connected. So this is the routing table. Show IP route. Then show running config. This is the next command. Show running config. So this command will display whatever the changes you made to your router. Okay, let me tell. You change the name of the router. So you fix the IP address for fast Ethernet 0/0. So then you fix the IP address for the serial interface. Okay, we created the telnet access. Okay, so all the changes we have done to our router, you can see that. Show running config. Okay, now you can see here. So it is coming. Host name is Sue. We change this. And then just you can keep on giving enter. Okay, so just keep on, okay, give the enter. Now you can see for the fast Ethernet 0/0, okay, you have changed the IP address. IP address is 10.0.0.100 is the IP address. Then for serial 2/0 interface, you can see here serial 2/0 interface. For the serial 2/0 interface, you fix the IP address 20.1. Okay, then just keep on go down. You can see whatever the changes you have done to your routers. Okay, you can see we enable VTY, that means the telnet access we enable with the password Cisco. Okay, with the password Cisco, okay, we have done. Then okay, these are all the changes. So the command show running config, if you use the command show running config, so whatever the configuration you have done, okay, for this router, so it will display. Okay, so this is the show running config command. Then the next command is show IP interface. We already gave show IP interface brief. Okay, now you can see show IP interface command. So this command will display a complete information about every interface. Okay, you can see fast Ethernet 0/0 it is taking. So these are all the information about fast Ethernet 0/0. If you use the word brief, it is just giving only one line. What is the IP address? What is the status? The status is up or down. But if you are not using the word brief, okay, you are getting complete information you are getting. There are plenty of things available here, but you cannot, okay, understand all these things now. Okay, in this stage, you will understand slowly. Now, this is about fast Ethernet 0/0. Now, you just keep on click, okay, enter. Now you can see the next interface, fast Ethernet 1/0. So 1/0 is down, administratively down. So down means you have not given any IP address for it. Then the next one is serial 2/0. Serial 2/0 is up. Okay, it is up. We already fixed the IP address. The IP address is 20.0.0.1 is IP address. We already fixed. Now, okay, the broadcast IP address is available. So just keep on give. Okay, enter. You can find there are so many information available. Okay, about 2/0. Then the next interface, we have not fixed any IP address. Okay, the remaining thing it is not showing. So this is the difference. So if you use the command show IP interface, okay, show IP interface, this command, it is going to display the brief info. Okay, it is giving everything. Show IP interface, it is giving everything. Show IP interface brief, okay, only a brief information it is giving. Then the next command is show interfaces. Okay, now I am going for the next command. You can see show interface. Okay, interface I am giving. So now, okay, just remove the word F, interfaces, interface. Okay, only singular. Now if you use the command show interface, okay, it is giving the information about serial 0/0. Then fast Ethernet 1/0. 1/0 we have not enabled, but the other informations about 1/0. So the complete information is coming. So about every interface it will display. If you use the word IP, so it will display only with IP address. Okay, so only with IP address you are getting. If you use the command show IP interface, If you use the word, okay, the command show interface means about all the interface it is giving the information to you. So this is about the show command. There are plenty of show commands available. We are going to discuss all the show commands, okay, in the coming lectures. Now, so next one, with the show commands you can add some filters. So what is it? Filters means you can include something, you can exclude something. Okay, you can see show IP interface brief. Okay, this we know. So in that I want to exclude something means you have to use this sign. This is called the pipe sign. Okay, the pipe sign, pipe symbol. So using the pipe symbol you can include. Okay, this is include or exclude. But these two commands, okay, it is not working in the packet tracer. So packet tracer is not supporting these commands. Only in the real routers you can try. Okay, so this is including and excluding. So it will include unassigned. If there is no IP address also, no problem, it will include. But this command will exclude unassigned. So you can join two commands by using these pipes, okay, the pipe symbol. So this command in packet tracer it is not supported. Okay, I am talking about the 6 point, okay, the not in the 7. I didn't check it in the 7.1. Okay, that means that in the latest version, but the version what we are using it is not supporting. Then the next one is command history. So what is a command history means? You can use, okay, the arrow mark. Okay, you can see I just go to the router 1. I am inside the router 1. Okay, so you can use, okay, I am inside the router. Now there are a lot of commands we are doing. Okay, for example, you see I am going to use enable, then I am going to use config terminal. Okay, then I am going to use some command, okay, show IP, okay, interface, or okay, no need to go to the global. Okay, I just use the show, different show commands I will use. See, show IP, okay, root, this is the command I am using. Okay, then show IP interface brief. Okay, so I use this command. Then I am going to use show, okay, interface. So different commands I am using. Okay, now what is this means? I am going to use the arrow mark now. Okay, in your keyboard you can just click the up arrow. Up arrow, if you click, you can see the commands one by one. Okay, whatever the commands you used or you typed, okay, you can see it. So this is called the history. So up arrow and down arrow. If you use the up arrow and down arrow, you can see all the commands. Okay, whatever the commands, okay, you have typed, you can see the commands. The commands will become visible. So this is called the history. Okay, it will store the commands. Okay, now you can see this. So press Ctrl P or up arrow. So up arrow means, okay, automatically it will, okay, it will show one by one. If you want to come down, you can use the down arrow or Ctrl N. So Ctrl P or Ctrl N. Okay, it is easy, up and down, up arrow and down arrow. If you use up arrow and down arrow, you can see the history. Okay, now the history also you can change. Okay, there is a command available, show history. If you use show history, it will display all the commands, whatever the commands you typed, it will display. Okay, show history command. So then use the terminal history size. What is this means? By using this size, okay, that means by using the terminal history command, terminal history, you can fix the size. So by using the size, okay, you can increase, decrease. Okay, for example, I want the last 10 commands to be stored, or I want to store the last 20 commands, 30 commands. So you can increase the size and you can decrease the size. Okay, I am not doing this, you can try. So show history, if you type, it will display all the commands. Okay, whatever the commands you type, it will display. So terminal history size. So by using this command, you can increase the size and you can decrease the size of the your history. Okay, this is about the history. It's not very important. Okay, it's not a very important thing. That's why I am not doing. But up to this, up to the show command, it is very important. Okay, now we are having a theory part here. So then there are two things available. So if you complete these two things, okay, the lecture number 3 will be completed. Okay, now what does this means? So path determination routing decision. Okay, now a router, we already discussed in the theory part, a router is going to decide the path. Okay, a router is going to decide the path, the best path. So how it is deciding? Okay, so there is some algorithm available. Okay, what is that algorithm means? Okay, this is the flow chart. So by using this flow chart, easily you can understand how a router is taking a decision. Okay, now you can see a packet arrives to the interface. Okay, for example, in this case, okay, you can go to the packet tracer. Now a packet is coming here, a PC0. Okay, I already explained. This is I am in Sur. I am taking my car from here. Okay, I want to go to Muscat. Okay, I want to reach this particular place. So the packet is coming from PC0, that means I am taking my car from my home, I am reaching the roundabout. So now here in the roundabout I am going to tell I want to go to Muscat, show me the route. Okay, show me the route. Now, so the router is going to search in the routing table. Okay, the router is going to search in the routing table. What is the command? Show IP route. So if you give this command, you can see the routing table, show IP route. So in the routing table, it is going to search how to go to Muscat. Then from the routing table, it is going to take, okay, it is going to take the best path for me. Then I will be directed, okay, the packet will be directed. So you can go straight or you can go left, you can go right, okay. So any path, okay, it is going to select the best path. So in that particular path, my packet is going to move. Then, so my packet is reaching the next router. In the next router, I am telling I want to go to 10 network or I want to go to Muscat. Now again this router is going to search. Okay, this router is going to search in the routing table and it is going to find the path and instructing me take left, take right, go straight, something, some instruction it is giving. So based on the instruction, my packet is going to move. Okay, so this is what the usual thing. The same concept now we are going to study by using a flow chart. Okay, so this is the flow chart which is explaining how the packet is, okay, how the router is handling a packet. Now you can see packet arrives on the interface, the packet is coming to the router. Now the router searches in the routing table, okay, it is searching in the routing table for the match. Okay, it is going to search in the routing table. Does the destination IP address match the subnet of A? So it is going to search whether the route is available or not. Okay. So if it is a directly connected interface, so directly connected means, okay, you can see this is directly connected. Now I am coming from here, this is 10 network, I reach the network, I reach the router, I am telling I want to go to 20 network. So 20 network is directly connected here, this is 20 network, this is 10 network, so 20 is directly connected. If it is directly connected, then the problem will be solved, it is easy for the router will simply move it. Okay, it will simply forward the packet, okay, because it is directly connected. If it is directly connected, the router will know that very clearly, the router will know it. Okay, now you can see if it is a directly connected, yes, means, so it is going to check the ARP cache if it is necessary and forward to the local host subnet. Okay, forget about this ARP and all. So it is going to forward to the local host, to the local subnet, it is going to forward. So what is this ARP and all? You will learn later. I will explain this to you later. Now, so it will simply forward it to the network. Suppose if it is not directly connected, okay, if it is not directly connected, if it is a remote network, okay, if it is a remote network, then what it is going to do means it is going to encapsulate the routing information. The same word you can find it in the theory part. So it is going to add some routing information with the packet, that means with the packet, and it is going to forward to the next hop. Okay, now you can come to our example. So in this example, okay, so I'm going to start from here. I want to go to 30, so I'm going to take my car, I'm coming to this router. So this router is asking, where do you want to go? I want to go to 30. So 30 is remote. 30 is not directly connected. Here 10 and 20 is directly connected. So what it is going to do? It is going to attach some information in my packet and forward it to the next. Okay, forwarding it to the next router. Now in the next router, okay, is asking me, where do you want to go? I want to go to 30 network. So 30 network is directly connected with me, no problem, I will forward it. Okay, so this is the concept. Now you can see here. So it is a remote network means it is going to do some encapsulation, some information it is going to add with the packet, then it will be sent. Then if it is not a remote network means, so there will be some problem, okay, the packet will be dropped. Okay, so I am asking, where do you want to go? I want to go to the 100 network. There is no 100 network here. Okay, there is no 100 network here. So in that case, the packet will be dropped. Okay, the packet will be dropped. That means you will get an error message. There is no route, there is no path. So this is how, okay, the things will work here. But these concepts, okay, you may not understand now very clearly. So if you go for the 5th lecture, 6th lecture, okay, because we are going to study about routing for another 3 or 4 lectures, we are going to continue the routing concept. So once, okay, if you are going in depth in the routing, you will understand all these things. Now the next one, types of routing. So if you take a routing concept, there are 3 different types of routing available basically. First one is the static routing. We are now in lecture number 3. So we are generally studying what is routing. This is lecture number 3. In lecture number 4, we are going to study static routing. So the entire, okay, lecture number 4, it is static routing. Lecture number 5, we are going for dynamic routing. In dynamic routing, you will go for the distance vector. Okay, that is called the RIP protocol you will study. So this is lecture number 3, this is lecture number 4, and this one is lecture number 5. Okay, distance vector routing protocol, RIP, lecture number 5. So lecture number 6, we are going for the open path, shortest path. Okay, open shortest path protocol, that means OSPF. So this particular protocol you will study. Okay, so next 3 lectures I think. So continuously we are going to study only the routing concepts. So with this we are completing the lecture number, okay, 3. So first see the theory part, then see the lab part. So one by one, okay, you have to try in the packet tracer. Okay, then only the things will become very clear. So thank you very much. Keep watching.